For those who don't know me, this is David Cobb. I'm calling you from Woodbridge, Virginia, which is slightly outside of Washington, D.C. Being joined on the call by, one of my mentors, one of my friends. Glad to say I can call him my friend. Someone who is considered to be a superstar, if you will, in the industry. But one of the most humble and helpful people that you would ever meet. It's just been, it's been a wonderful ride to be able to partner, with Dr. Jerry Brown over these past few years. Successes that we've seen, in our businesses, is just amazing. And what we've been able to accomplish, is going to pale in comparison to what we're going to accomplish. And if you're on the call today and things may not have gone your way or things just, things aren't going as fast as you like, guess what? You can change it. And it all starts with a decision. It starts with a decision to make a change, a decision to say, okay, I'm going to do something different to make a change in my life. I'm going to do something different to make a change in my business. And, and that's all it takes. I was listening to, Tony Robbins from the Go Pro Recruiting Mastery event, and, he asked the audience a question. He asked, how long does it take to change? And, people were giving all kind of answers. Some people were saying, well, it takes 30 days to create a habit. It takes 21 days. But to be honest, your life can change in a moment. Your life can change in a moment. Your business can change in a moment. That moment of decision where you just say, I'm going to take my business to the next level. I'm going to do, and whatever it is it can be for you. I'm not going to set your goals for you, but I'm going to tell you it's achievable if you just go out there and do it. A lot of times we sit back and we wonder what the secret is. We see other folks around us having some level of success, and we wonder what they're doing. But folks, I'm going to tell you, there's no secret to what we need to do in our business. There's no secret to what needs to happen. It's all about activity. We can sit and we can train. We can sit and we can study. We can do all this preparation. But until that preparation is coupled with activity, we're going to continue to spin our wheels. Now, your level of activity is based on your level of desire. If you're content with, just using the products, then that's fine. Use the products, get the benefit, because as we know, everyone can benefit from our products. But if you're ready to take your business, if you're ready to get the momentum in your business that's going to occur within the company, then Dr. Brown is on the call to share some wisdom, some of those words to get you to that next level. What was on my mind, but I'm going to go ahead and turn the call over to you and do what you do, Dr. Brown.
David Cobb, what's up, man? Again, I always want to honor you for your great leadership. I'm going to do something real quick as you open this call. My granddaughter's cooking her breakfast here, and I had it in my office to say something real quick, but her hash brown almost burnt up on her. But look, this morning, she's home with us this morning. She had a cold, woke up with a cold this morning, couldn't go to school. She was coughing and stuff. And so she was in her room. I texted her, David. I texted her like 10 times, right? And I just texted one word with a little smile beside it. And Amaya, what did I text you 10 times? What was that word I text you?
Super mix.
Say it again.
Smart mix.
Say it again.
Smart mix.
How many times did I text you?
10 times.
Like 10 times. And David, 10 times I said smart mix, smart mix, smart mix. He said really. He said really. Okay, right? And so her twin brother went down and made her some smart mix for her cold. So she was challenged this morning. So this morning, I want to talk about challenge, David Cobb. Like a very powerful Bible verse. And it's Job 14:1. And that verse, paraphrasing it, Job kind of says that, a man, every woman, everybody is born He said, you know, your days are really short, and you're going to be full of challenges. Your day's going to be short. You're going to be full of challenges, right? And now that guy really had a challenge. He actually said every man that's born of a woman is full of challenges. And so I'm going to say nobody's excluded from that, because if you were born, hopefully you were born of a woman. Even if you tell me you were a monkey, you were born of a female monkey. You can't fool me. Okay. So I'm going to get it straight. So here's guys. Everybody has their share of challenges. I don't care who you are, you have your share. Now, that guy, he had challenges, David Cobb. You talk about what you just said about your business and your desire, but this guy had challenges, man, to where his whole family, entire family was. His kids was challenged, his wife was challenged, friends was challenged, he was challenged. Everybody was challenged. So I don't care who you are, you're on this call today. Life is full of challenges. Even if you try to hide from challenge. Now, you may run from a challenge, you can't hide from challenge. You may run, but you can't hide. You can go to a mountain, go to an island all by yourself, and on that island with no people, you're going to find some kind of challenge, a gerber or a duck or something going to come eat your food, something like that. You're going to get challenged, guaranteed, right? So you can't hide from challenge. So let's agree. Let's agree right now. Let's agree that challenge is a part of life. Let's agree that challenge is a part of life. Everybody that I know in my Bible that I read, in the Bible, David, everybody in the Bible, man, had their share of challenges. So I'm going to cut this short and say even Christ himself was challenged. He said, Lord, if it's possible. He said, take this cup from me. Like, man, this is a challenge. But watch this, David. But I want you to just help me today to agree, if you don't mind. I need you to be a Marine right now, David Cobb. Can you be a Marine this morning?
I'm good.
That's what I'm talking about. I want you to agree. I want you to say, Sergeant, we agree. Sergeant, we agree. Right? Just say, Sergeant, we agree. Go ahead, one time.
Sergeant, we agree.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. So you just spoke for the whole team that we all agree that challenge is a part of life. Right? So now that we agree that challenge is a part of life, and no matter who you are, you're going to have challenges, even in business. So now let's talk about Zija. Network marketing. Network marketing, David Cobb, is a challenge, man. It's a major challenge. I don't care who you are, right, in this kind of a business, it's challenging. Right? And just like life, it's not really life, it's not really the challenge, right? Not life itself, because you get in life, you come out. Mom push, bam, you come out. So you got that part down pat, right? You just kind of follow the process there. But once you get out, going through the process of life is what really brings the challenge. How many of you have you known, David Cobb, in your life that, you know, you have had things happen to me, had things happen in my life, all of us. Things happen in our lives, man, that we didn't actually ask for, we didn't cause, right? But it seems like no matter what, you can be the richest man on earth, you'll have challenge. You can be the poorest man or woman on earth, you'll have challenge, right? And it just seems like, the thing about my granddaughter with her cold, she's had a cold before, right? But now she has smart mix, super mix to actually help her immune system build itself. So she don't get as much as she used to years ago as a kid. But so that challenge actually caused her to know that when she has a cold or something like that, she knows that's part of the process. She come to granddaddy and grandma's house. That's the process. So she gets better. She recognizes that. So many of you should understand that the process, that challenge is the process of going through getting to the promise to what you desire. David said desire. So the business and network marketing, it's a challenge, like life. But it's not the business. The business is simple. The business is like this. The business is peak, pass, and plug. See that? And so this is what I said to myself. And I said, now that process, that's a pretty simple process, peak, pass, and plug. But it's simple, but it's challenging, right? And like life, you have a God-given choice on how you deal with that process. I'll say it again. Just like life, you know it's a process. And when things come your way, you have a choice to deal with those things a certain way. It's not really what happens to you in life, right? It's what you do about what happens to you, right? It's not like the winds of life blows on us all, but it's not the blowing of the wind. It's the set of the sail. Well, the process of peak, pass, and plug works for everybody. It's simple, man. Peak, pass, and plug. But sometimes it gets tough even to do that because it's a process of keep on doing that when people tell you no, when your list is gone, when you think you have nobody else to talk to, when you've been trying for a long time. And so that process, it gets tough, man, especially when you've been trying to get it done and really have not gotten it done. And so those things come, and your thought process, man, and then all the other stuff of life that comes with that. So I agree, David, that I'm a soldier like you, right? And being a soldier is one thing, but every now and then, I guess all of us need a hug, right? So during the process, Job said, no, this is what Job said. He said, you know something? He said, no matter what. It's tough, and I know it is. Even, he said, it's tough, no matter what. I'm going to trust God. And let me tell you something. Saying that, it ain't easy saying I'm going to trust God. That's not easy, right? Because that guy ended up losing everything that he had, right? Even his wife told him to, he said, look, he said, curse God and die. His wife said, just curse God and die, man. Call it quits, right? But Job said, no, I'm going to trust God. So David Cobb, again, I'm trying to do this quickly. I need you to help me out again and be a Marine, right? And say this, right? You know, you got to agree. As a Marine, life is challenging for you, too. You got to admit, business is challenging for you. Not so much the process. Yeah, only because you love helping people. And you don't settle for less. You always go for the very best, like our mentor Paul told us. So, but the key is this. Even though it's a challenge, even though you need a hug every now and then, like myself, right, would you agree, right, that you, David Cobb, you choose to win? It's your choice now. You got a choice. You choose to win. Can I say you choose to win, David Cobb?
I choose to win.
Okay, one more time.
I choose to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. So we agree. We agree again that you choose to win. So the peak, pass, and plug process, even though it sounds easy, but we all know it's tough, that's why they call that thing a challenge, David Cobb. They call it a challenge because it is tough. It is not so easy. We agree with that right now, right? So I look at the word challenge, and it says a challenge is an objection or a query as to the truth of something, often with an implicit demand of proof. Right now, proof. Give me proof right now. Give me proof, right, that the challenge of me getting 5 NHR to become a founder, that you prove it to me right now that that challenge can't be met. I know it's tough. And I know many of you might say to yourself, Dr. Brown, you know, I've been trying, man. I've been here for a year and a half. I haven't got one person yet. Or I've got one and they quit. Or I've got 5, whatever. But now the key, my question today, though, is this, right? I want you to prove to me, I'm challenging you right now to prove to me, show me implicitly you cannot get 5. You can't prove it to me because you don't know what tomorrow holds. David said your business could explode right now. See that? So I'm saying to you right now, David Cobb, it's a challenge. And challenge is to, another definition for challenge was to a questioning, a dispute, a stand, an opposition, a confrontation. It's a challenge. And so right now, I want to do a confrontation. I want to challenge you listening right now. Well, let me give you this. Whether you do it or not, don't matter. Whether you make it, whether you get 5 or not, don't matter. But whether you try, whether you choose to go for it or not, that does matter. See that? So my challenge today to you is this. Yeah, it's tough. I'm challenging you to come outside your comfort zone, come outside the box. Okay, Dr. Brown, slow down now. Okay, I'm making the choice right now because I'm hearing you talk. I understand life is full of challenges, but I do have a choice. I have a choice to win today. And then if you really trust God, you will work like it depends on you, but you will trust like it depends on God. So don't put it on God when you get a challenge. Say, well, I'm going to trust God. No, I'm challenging you right now, right? God giving you the power to get wealth, so you got the power. The challenge to get 5, right? So I've given you the challenge. I've given you the process. Now let me give you a promise, right? Because I know giving you a requirement is tough. Like challenge, it's tough. When you're required to do a thing, it's tough. Always. So required action is tough action, right? It's hard. You got all the requirements. You know what to do, but what's going to drive you to do it now, right? Let me inspire you right now. So I'm going to do a role play. I said, this is Jerry Brown making an example, David Cobb. And I know that the process is tough. I know it's challenging, David Cobb. Here's what I want to do, company. I've given you everything you need. I've put the best process in place as a company to ensure your success. I've given you a roadmap. I've given you products that are second to none. They're industry game-changing. I've given you a compensation plan. And most important, I've given you a legacy company that's building people A legacy company that's building people. And it's not just being a founder, it's being in a position to change the world. So, David Cobb, I'll give you all that. I want to add something else. Because I'm leadership, I've given international business. And matter of fact, that the new government is talking about the only way to keep jobs in America is to create entrepreneurs. Wow. So I'll give you a head start, David Cobb, of being an entrepreneur. So now, I want to add this, though. I want to give every person, this is my scenario, every person under the sound of my voice right now, the other side of my voice, I want to give you, I'm going to put it into an escrow account, and as you hit that position of founder, for Christmas, I'm going to give every person that hit founder before January 7th a $2 million bonus. $2 million for every person that hit founder. That's it. End of story, end of call, I'm finished. $2 million, you got until January 7th to do it, right? David Cobb, it's in your hands, man. Go do it.
All right.
Drive,
Dr. Brown.
Yeah.
Drive for 5. That's the mantra for the day. Drive for 5. And it's about choice, and it's about decision and desire. So, let us go out and let me share, as for those of you who've been plugged into my calls, it's a matter of following the system. How do you expect to get the results if you don't follow the system? It's just something for us to think about. And it doesn't just go with with the weight management system. It goes with anything in life, right? And as I always say, this business is just an extension of life. But a lot of us sometimes, we want the results, but we don't want to go through the process. Like all of the people who are achieving success have to do that. But then, it's like, no, I didn't do it. Well, did you achieve any success over this last period since, the period since Dr. Brown last spoke about it? Well, no, but I just looked at that and said, that's just something else. Well, it may be something else that may work for you. And my question for you is, how do you know if it will or will not work if you haven't gone through the process? So many people, and I'm not talking about the leaders on the call here today, but what I've noticed as we go out there and interact with people, they say, well, no, that doesn't work. And I have an even closer story. I had a family member say, they were going through some challenges with the court system, and they were like, well, and my first thing was, well, did you consult an attorney? No, they're too expensive. Well, how did you know? Did you reach out to one? Nah, but I just think they're too expensive. We can't let our opinions get in the way of getting the facts. Get the facts. The fact is, if you download that document that Dr. Brown spoke about, because this is your business, and you have to treat it like your business. You have to drive activity through your business. If we're out there, and I wholeheartedly believe this, for those who have achieved success on the line, or even those who haven't necessarily achieved the level of success they're looking for, if we continue going through the process, Dr. Brown talked about that patience of Job, right? If we have the patience to follow the system, there's no chance that we won't get the results. Right? Because if somebody's achieving success doing the exact same thing, it's just a matter of time for us to do it. With that being said, man.
Hey, David Cobb.
Yes, Dr. Brown.
And guys, with David, man, I love it, man. Now, what he just gave you was the process. And again, that promise of that $2 million, I said that as an example to say that if the reason why you do the process is because if you really gave somebody $2 million, everybody on this call will go get five, David Cobb. Even they didn't know how, right? They didn't have no peak cash and plug, no nothing. They go find five tomorrow. But that's how it is, folks. It's the reason why you want a thing is big enough, right? The process to get the thing, right, won't stop you, right? You'll get it done. So my thing is give you a desire, right, to do everything that David Cobb just now covered, the peak, pass, and plug, man, to call your upline, plug them in, do all those things. But the reason why you do all those things right now, let's start today, Get you a big enough reason to do all those things, folks, and don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Challenge them to prove it to you. Prove to you today that you can't get 5. Nobody that's called can prove to me you can't get 5. Like David, all the tools are in place. All we need now is you to make the choice to do it. Now, be encouraged. Whether you get 5 or not don't matter. It really don't matter, guys. Trust me on this part. But whether you go for it or not does matter. That's it. Keep that in mind. So I want you to be encouraged as you go down this road. But remember that, right? Whether you go for it or not is really what matters in this situation. Right? Getting it don't really matter. Trust me. Right? God can give you what you need, what you think you missed 5 years ago. He can give it to you now. So that's nothing. But your participation in the process is what he looks at. So, David Cobb, man, thank you for the awesome training, man, and for the whole team. Drive for 5, guys. I don't care. Drive for 5, David Cobb. Thank you, man.
Sergeant, I agree. All right, so everyone, we're going to go ahead and open up the lines. As always, this is David Cobb, and on behalf of Dr. Jerry Brown, I definitely appreciate you allowing me to be part of your success. Let's go out and make it a positive and productive day.